Growing up, my father often told me that he never really liked business partners. And so, growing up, I kind of had that mentality that if I wanted to embrace business, I would have to do it myself. And that's again because I was raised with the mentality or the mindset that business partners bring you more problems than solutions. So, if that's the case, why are you going to bring someone on board? But is this actually true? Well, in this video, I'm going to be talking about business partners. Who are they? Why should you have one? Should you even have one? And if you do embrace or if you do end up having one, what to look for and how I personally pick my business partners today. Because I got to tell you this, my father might have been wrong on this one. Now, before we continue, I do want to share that recently I've been coming up with this question of who should be my partner because we're doing a new capital raise for TireBase, the software company I run. And so oftentimes I'm having people who are interested in investing in TireBase. And it's crucial for me to understand and know who should be a partner and who shouldn't. I just want to kind of bringing TireBase in mind. I just want to thank TireBase for sponsoring this video. And also between you and I, if you are interested in potentially investing or becoming an investor at TireBase, depending on when you're watching this video, but as of October 2024 to all the way to December, most likely we're going to be doing a raise. And so again, if you're interested in learning more on how to become an investor or invest in TireBase, you're more than welcome to email me at fernandoh@tirebase.io. I'll be more than happy to share the details. If you're going to be at SEMA 2024, then I'll be there in person. I'll be more than happy to explain that in person. But anyways, the things I want to talk about in this video is business partners. I have actually plenty of business partners right now. And I do think that my dad was wrong when it comes to business partners because ever since I had my first business partner, for example, with TireBase, I would have not been able to accomplish what I've accomplished today without my business partner. Business partners do bring value, but you got to make sure you choose them right because this probably, if not the most, one of the most important decisions you'll make for your business. So the first thing I always ask myself when deciding if I'm going to go for a partner is, do I actually need one? So you ask yourself, do I need a partner? And if I don't, why would I need a partner? So for example, with TireBase, well, it's a software company. I'm not an engineer. I'm an accountant. So yes, I need a partner. I could hire an employee, but again, this employee is always going to have an upper edge against me, and that person could leave. So I did need a partner who I could trust, who could be in the company and have some skin in the game. And it turned out to work really well. But if we're going to be doing, let's say, a tire shop, for example, I won't need a partner, most likely, right? Because assuming I would run the shop myself. Most likely I would just need a manager, I would need some employees, but I could manage that myself. I wouldn't need a partner. So again, that's kind of like two scenarios. There's obviously a whole bunch of different variables, but the first thing you need to be asking yourself is, do I need a partner? Do I really need a partner, or can I just hire an employee and do this for me? Second thing to consider is, if I do need a partner, well, what are they bringing to me, right? What are they bringing to the table? And there's different things that a partner can bring. Money, obviously, you might need money. You might need an expert, right? Like an expert or someone who has knowledge in this particular field. This is actually quite common. A common reason for me to be asked to be a partner in certain businesses is they'll say, hey, Fernando, you kind of understand and know the tire industry well, like really well. How about you come in on board as a partner? We'll give you some equity, and you kind of gives us the ins and outs of distribution or retail or whatever. And so again, expert could be another reason why you want to have a partner. Sweat equity. In my case, it could be, hey, I'm too busy. I want to open more shops, but I don't have the time to run them or operate them. I'm going to hire, or I'm going to partner with someone who can actually run these companies, and then I'm going to give them equity from that, right? Or again, the partnership could just be strategic in any way. Another thing that makes me kind of bring to mind is, for example, when we did our first raise at TireBase, I partnered also with a strategic investor who has distribution centers in the US. So not only was he gonna, bring money, he was also gonna bring a network of tire dealers that we could cater to. And so again, the partnership in nature was strategic. So if you have a business that you think is going to be strategic, simply by partnering with someone, then it might make sense. Now, the third thing you want to be asking is, what am I bringing to the table? Obviously, a partner is going to bring something to the table, but no one's going to want to partner with you if you don't bring something of equal value, equal or greater value. Now, before we jump into this, let me just break a big misconception. At least I thought before that partnerships have to be fair. And fair meaning like accounting wise fair. I put $50,000, you put $50,000. That's fair. We're 50-50. That's it. But in partnerships, I've noticed that there really are no rules, right? So if someone is happy with you giving them just 10% and they still put $50,000 and you're putting $50,000 and you're happy and they're happy, it works. There's a reason why they are seeing it that way, and it's absolutely fine. It could be, again, if I were to say, for $50,000, you could be my partner, you'll be 10%, but hey, guess what? I know everything. We're gonna save so much time in this project or this business. You're not gonna have to do anything. Otherwise, if you did it alone, you're probably gonna spend still $100,000 and more, probably, because you're gonna mess up and mistakes and this and that and learning. And so again, I just want you guys to realize that when you're negotiating with a partner, as long as it's a win-win, as long as you both are happy and satisfied, sometimes the numbers don't have to add up accounting wise, because I had that problem. But again, you do need to ask yourself, what am I bringing to the table? And it's just simply the same things as we mentioned before. Am I bringing money? Am I bringing expert knowledge? Am I bringing sweat equity or labor that I could provide? Or am I strategic in any way? And you want to know these things, because as you're going to be engaging in these partnerships, you're going to negotiate, and the more of what you're bringing to the table, the better a deal you can get in the negotiating table. I do want to say there's a thin line here as to what's fair and what's not fair. Obviously there might be some partners that do want to do business with you, but if you push too hard or too strong, that might strain the relationship. So always just kind of use caution, especially again, from another example in my case was when I decided to partner with my software co-founder David. He asked me to invest in his company, or at least I offered myself to invest in his company so I could get a better rate to build Tirebase. And he asked me to buy 5% of his company for $10,000, which a lot of people said it wasn't worth that. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But in my case, it wasn't really, I didn't really care, because for me it was more, I'm going for Tirebase. But if I would have maybe thought that, hey, I'm not gonna pay you the $10,000, I think your company is worth $1,000 or whatever, maybe he would have backed out and then nothing would have happened. So just have an understanding of what's the greater purpose of your partnership, and then be candid, and again, make sure it's a win-win, but don't negotiate too hard, because that could backfire. So just know your limits. The other thing I do want to say, the fourth thing I would do when picking a partner is, do I actually like this person? It's interesting, but life is too short, and I don't want to be working with people I don't enjoy being around with. If they don't align with my values, if they don't align with just my style, I don't like them in general, I don't partner with them. So this is recent, actually. I like partnering with people. So all my partners, I really enjoy working with them. I really could I see them almost as friends, where I can just hang out and really talk comfortably about things. And that's really important, at least for me. Now, as some advice, just sideline advice, I would say if you are going to be engaging in a partnership, it's very important your limits. So what are you willing to give up? Again, in my case, when I was engaging with a partner, I knew that I wanted to retain majority ownership of my company. Sometimes I won't do that, right? Sometimes if I'm the one being invited to a project as a partner, I will almost never ask for the majority. If anything, I would probably say I'm fine with a 5%, a 10%, 20%, but it has to align also to my purpose or my greater, goal or strategy. But again, just keeping in mind what are your limits and what are your red lines, kind of like it helps you again understand when it comes to the negotiating table, so you don't do a deal that ends up being a bad deal for you, or picking a bad partner. The other things, obviously, of picking a partner are, fairly standard. Make sure you're picking a right, conscious person. A person who's ethical, who has some sort of good reference. I'm assuming you're partnering with someone who you admire, who you trust. Who's not going to be shady, who's not going to, stab you in the back. All those are red flags. So the least, really, a partner should have little to no red flags. And again, if they do, be very careful. The other partners could be family. Family can get a little messy, especially, family, working with family is always complicated. I try not to partner with family. Sometimes I do, but again, there has to be one person that calls the shots. I think working with family or partnering with family works as long as there's a clear chain of command, no matter what. So we could be maybe 40, 50, 40, 60, whatever percentage equity, but you are calling the shots, cousin or brother or mom, dad or whatever. And if that's how it works, I think I've seen very successful businesses run that way. So again, overall, guys, I have about 5 different partnerships, all of them, from tire software to containers to tire shop supplies. And again, these are partnerships I do think are important, right? So partners, in my case, have provided so much value. It's so much fun, to work with other people, because you share the success, you share the failures. That I think business partners, do contribute to a better, greater good. I actually prefer to have partners in my businesses now than being by myself, because it does get, kind of long. Besides, again, when you bring more partners, people just come in and pitch in either with money, with time, with ideas, and I think that's actually really cool. But let me know, guys, what you guys think. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.